hit play
H.A.M
on
Gaming
that.
Podcast. I am Darren.
I'm Austin.
And I am Matt, and we are technically our 11th episode, right? This is episode number 11.
This is
Last
11.
one was 10. So welcome back again. We've got some interesting topics to go over today, and just kind of get into some fun stuff going on for gaming for us, and some controversial stuff going on in the gaming world, and talk a little bit about equipment, and a few things along those lines. But it was a Memorial Weekend. Everybody have a good weekend?
Yeah, I played games all weekend.
That's
I
what we
worked.
do. Oh,
Yeah,
you
darn. Yeah,
Bummer.
couldn't be me. Yeah,
But so I mean,
Yeah.
the last time we were here, I know I talked about a couple new games, or we talked about some new games coming out, and one of the games that I brought up was Precinct, and I got to play that a few times now before the episode. I did not get to do any streaming of it because I could not get my Twitch streaming to work for some reason. So I don't have any footage of the game of my own play, but I'm going to give my first reaction after playing it, and I'm going to tell you this game feels good. It feels like at first I was a little concerned about the driving mechanics because it looks like a GTA, old school GTA, and I thought it's going to be sticky, like typically games are, where you're turning, but it's like delayed and stuff like that. And it actually was almost the opposite. It was almost too sensitive when I was driving, and so that was probably the maybe one of the most negative things I took away from right away was just driving is a little bit tougher than what I thought it was going to be. But I was very, very pleased with the story. It's a little bit like spoof type, like cop story game. There's a lot of silly, like just goofy stuff. They've got one of the guys that's your partner right away that's kind of showing you the ropes. He's like that. He's that older cop guy that's just looking to kind of retire and get out of this, and he's got that type of scenario. You've got some detectives that are in it. That it's very much like an old school cop type, just cliche old 80s movie play, and I liked it. And so it was actually quite fun. Again, it was very cop simulator. It's not just like story mode. You do these missions and stuff like that. It's like, drive around, pulling people over, checking their license, checking their plates, giving breathalyzer, like all that was on there, giving tickets, parking tickets, and all that kind of stuff. All that's on there. And so it's like very open world, sandbox type stuff. You get to fly a helicopter as well. So it's not just stuck in a car. There's other vehicles that I got to drive and handle in the game, and I was driving this or flying this police helicopter, and I'm spotlighting a car that we're trying to find, and all that kind of stuff. And then I got to call in reinforcements, so then the other squad cars would come up and they would try to pit maneuver them and take care of that. And it was just really, really fun, and I definitely enjoyed it, and I'm going to continue to play. I'm trying to get my streaming working so I can actually have some live footage of my gameplay on it, not just little recorded clips that I had. But the other part, I would say, shooting's a little different. It definitely had that very old like first GTA feel, where it's like you're like straight
almost
above, and it's just like these little dots kind of flying out. It had a little bit of that. It did have some up and down and over and left and stuff that you could do, but aiming and shooting was tough. And you do get in some gunfights, like a fair amount of gunfights right away in the game that I wasn't prepared for. Like a big bank robbery was going on right away as your first day on the job, and I accidentally killed them all, and I was supposed to like wound one to take him in for questioning, but I meant to like pull out my taser, but I ended up just shooting. So,
Oh, typical. Well played. I love it.
I couldn't control it, just the way it happened. But first reactions of the game, those would be the two things. The driving was really sensitive. The shooting mechanic is just a little strange because of the camera view and how it plays. There is no, it doesn't drop down to first person or anything like that. It's still that blimp type view and things like that. So there's a little adjustment there. But all in all, I like the story. I like the feel. I like the look of it. Great game. Highly recommend getting this game and playing it. I think it's about $30. uh, through the store to get it, and I think it's Xbox only.
No, it's on
Oh, is it on
PlayStation. Yeah,
PlayStation?
it's on
Okay,
PlayStation.
but $30 for me when I bought it, and I like it. So, uh, game that was coming out that I mentioned several times on different
Yeah,
episodes, and
almost
I'm
the back to the beginning, I believe.
yeah, and I'm glad that I'm glad they held off and maybe fixed a few things, and it came on, and very very impressed with the game.
So with the game, can you you said it's free, open world. So could you just like be driving your car and out of nowhere there's like a bank, something that just happens?
Maybe that part I don't know, but like I know I could just leave the precinct and just get in my car and just drive around and pull people over.
Oh, okay, that's
Do,
cool.
like I could drive around and pull up to the parking area and check meters and
Yeah.
tell me if the meters expired and give tickets.
That's cool.
And all this kind of stuff, and I could drive around and give speeding tickets all day long. Um, During that part. I like right when I did a couple missions, that's what I did. I just
Yeah.
went around and just kind of did that. So there's definitely probably some open world crimes happening. I know there was some tagging going on, some painting, you know, painting walls and stuff like that, graffiti. Uh, when I was driving around doing some other stuff, and so there might be those types of things.
Okay.
There might be a bank robbery. That's a great question. When I get into the game a little bit more, I might be able to tell you the answer to that.
Absolutely.
But it did, like I said, you can just go around and just do the other part of it,
Cool.
which I thought was very cool for
Yeah,
the game.
absolutely.
It had a cop simulator feel for a very in-depth to me storyline.
Yeah.
And you're fighting like this. You're trying to take down different gangs and stuff like that, and so it was pretty neat, pretty fun activity. The story is like so the cop that you're playing, your dad was a big time police guy
Oh, okay.
that died in the line of fire, and now you're coming into the ranks, and you just came out of the academy, and now you're in the same
Yeah.
precinct that he was in. So it's that
Cool.
it's that '80s cop show all over in the video game. So very very pleased, very pleased. With
That sounds cool.
Precinct. Get out and play it.
I'm probably gonna pass, but it doesn't sound bad.
I mean, to be fair, Darren, it's your job.
yeah,
It's
I'm not gonna.
It's a single player game.
so, I mean,
so,
that
you know.
makes
Same reason I play Farming Simulator. It's just
it's just your life.
not that appealing to me.
Well, it's not for everybody, but not every
That is
game's
true.
so.
That is true.
But you got to try it out. You got to test them out. We might have to jump back into the old challenge the others to play games now, if that's the
I will say, ironically enough, that was way in the past. Battlefield Hardline, I actually loved that game. Wasn't really because of the whole cops and robbers thing. I just thought it was a cool premise that
Yeah.
world game like that could do. Is like cops were like actually the soldiers, and then you're fighting cartel people. But now
So I
Precinct doesn't really.
I just bought that game for $2, and I've never played it.
You don't have EA Play?
No, I don't.
No.
But
what's
I
wrong with
bought it for $2. I'm like $2, sure, I'll buy it. And I tried to hop into one game, and it just spun. I never got in. Are the servers
Oh, really?
just empty?
Well, me and Tony just played a little bit ago. That's also Tony's favorite Battlefield game.
Okay. Well, I just
Hardline.
downloaded it.
Let us
so
know. Yeah. Let me know. Let me know.
I got it and ready to play. Like I said, I tried to jump into just a quick match.
Yeah, it's pretty hard for me because like I tried playing Battlefield 4 a night or two ago, and there was because this is like 4 a.m. and it's a super old game. One server that was like 20 people
Yeah.
full was the only thing available, so that's definitely tough for me. Trying to play dead games is at 4 in the morning. There's like 6 other people in the entire globe playing it, so
Yeah. Well, I definitely want to play Battlefield Hardline and test that out because same thing.
yeah.
I don't know. I'm on this cops and robbers crime thing right now. I'm downloading the actual cop simulator today, so we'll get into play some of that. No, it's co-op.
Yeah.
You just hate simulator games.
I don't.
Yeah,
that's
what it
not
is. You
true.
hate simulator
No,
games.
I like simulator games.
Well, that's that's my first topic. Just first reaction to playing the precinct. So, who wants to go next?
I
Yeah.
can go with one of the big ones for the big story that has been going on for a while now. Bungie and Marathon, the game that's supposed to come out that it's a extraction shooter, very vibrant color game, and it's supposed to be Bungie's new baby project after the Destiny. They're supposed to be done with making Destiny 2 content, and then Bungie apparently was stealing a whole bunch of artwork to the point where it wasn't just, oh, hey, I believe it was a someone on Twitter. It was a female on Twitter. It was her account, and apparently a whole bunch of Bungie employees have been following her on Twitter for over like 8 years, and the artwork she's posted was over 8 years ago, and it wasn't just like, oh hey, they stole a little bit of the artwork. Okay, pay him, give her some money, give her credit, slap on the wrist for Bungie. Sorry, things like that. No, this is to the point where it's literally stealing like the whole aesthetic of the game is from her artwork, and it's multiple pieces of artwork, and
Right.
she has not been compensated. She hasn't been talked to. Bungie has not made any posts about it. Marathon has not made any posts about it. No one is saying anything, which to me is super shitty.
Denial.
Like straight up denial. And I've been looking online, and there's a lot of people online who are at the point now with this how massive this is of stealing someone's content and just stealing someone's livelihood in a way of art. Like there's people who are probably done playing Bungie games because of this.
Yeah.
And there's two ways they can do this. There's one way that I don't think they will, but they should. And then there's the way I think they will do it. I hope they don't. They need to come out with a formal statement, apologize, but not just apologize. It can't just be, hey, we're sorry. No, it's got to be, hey, we're sorry, and we're signing her to be one of the lead artists. Cool. Get her paid. Like she pretty much made your whole design of your game. That's what they should do. What do I think they're going to do? Not say a damn thing, then wait 2 more months and start promoting the game more. And then just sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
If they do that, there's a very good chance Marathon never sees the light of day ever again. Like no one's playing. That game will never come out. If they don't say anything, it'll never come out.
Well, there's enough publicity on this right now, and enough people talking about it that you would hope that the company sees the writing on the wall and is like, okay, what's our best way to get out of this a little bit on. They're not going to get unscathed. Like
No.
there's just going to be a bad everything about it.
Yeah.
Obviously, fire the guy, right? I mean, you got to fire the dude that just stole and cheated everything, and get rid of it. And then, like you said, I do like the idea of like, righting the wrong by compensating this person for their work and just bringing them on as a as an artist and using that, and then that way the game doesn't completely die, and you could potentially still put it out there. I don't know if anybody would play it still.
I agree.
So I think they're just gonna have to cut their losses and scrap the whole thing and be done with it, because I don't think you're gonna come back and just put this game out there and think anybody's gonna be like, oh, I'll play that.
Yeah, I mean,
but they're getting a lot of talk,
though,
so it might be they might. I have people to play just because everyone's been talking about it. And like,
I don't know if it's just me because of like I'm not a huge 5v5 hero shooter, but it feels like every game that's trying to become like the next Fortnite or the next Warzone just falls flat on its face.
Well, so this game is supposed to be like it's like 1 to 4 players, but it's an extraction shooter like Tarkov.
Okay.
But it's like super vibrant colors, like very neon colors. And when you go and look at this girl's art, like her whole aesthetic. What's that?
Who is she?
What's it called again?
Marathon.
What's her name?
Oh, Marathon.
I am not for sure of her Twitter handle. I apologize. Make sure you're talking 2025, because there was another game called Marathon that came out in the 90s, I believe.
Game.
And you could see the artwork, the style.
So they even stole the name?
Well, no, the name. So
it's like
it's a distraction shooter. Like think of Tarkov, but more like vibrant, like colors.
Yeah.
The gunplay was very Destiny, because again, Bungie Destiny games. But what's actually kind of crazy is that I got access to play the beta, the closed alpha. Unfortunately, I couldn't play it, but because that's when my phone took a crap and I didn't get the code. But and what's crazy is that this game has been going through a lot of crap. Like not just this. Like developers have been saying online that like working on this game has been hell.
I wonder why.
The original Marathon looks very Doom-like.
Oh yeah, the original Marathon's completely different. They're completely different games. The same name.
Yeah.
Which is stupid. But no, that's one of my stories is Bungie pretty much taking a big, huge shot to the chin. And let's hope they say something. If they don't, I mean, I like Destiny. I'm a huge Destiny fan. But like this is massive. Like this could hurt them.
This is the same company that made this.
Yeah. Destiny 2, Destiny 1, Destiny 2. And then this could really hurt them financially because they put in a lot of goddamn money in this game.
Yeah.
And they could just
I
lose it all.
Miss old Bungie, you know? Seems like ever since they sold Halo, they've been kind of going off the rails.
So,
which you can say what you want about Destiny, but I think I don't really think it's that great, but I know it's a good game. It's just not my game.
yeah, it's a fun game. I like Destiny 2 for the fact of it being free to play now. But like, let's say for you two, right? Like, hey guys, let's hop on Destiny 2. Sure, but guess what? You guys can only play the base game, and all the new content you still need to fork over $100.
Money.
So
had a money button.
Yeah, right.
Cash.
But yeah, that's one of my stories. Darren, do you have anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna start with the Switch 2.
Okay, Switch 2.
So Switch 2 is kind of under some crap. Not only with the base console going to be $450 with the new Mario Kart Worlds, which is going to be the first open world Mario Kart game. It's going to launch at $450, and even if you buy the hard copy, like if you buy a case for a game, it comes with a digital code now instead of a cartridge. And Switch just came out, Nintendo just came out and said, when you buy a game from them, you don't actually buy a game. You buy a license that lets you play that game for a limited amount of time. So basically, you spend $80 is what the new Switch games are going to be, is $80. You spend $80 on the new Mario Kart World game, and basically that $80 is a lease to you. They let you play the game, and then once they feel like you've played that game for $80 worth of time, they take it away.
Oh yeah, at any moment they could be like, "Hey, you know what?" Oh yeah, like if you
How do they figure that? How do you know when you've played it for $80?
I don't know.
And my guess is like online service game, right? Mario Kart World. It's also open world. Mario Kart World. So like you can just drive around the whole world, but like yeah, pretty much. But what they're doing is like the online features, right? At any moment, let's say 5 years from now, 10 years from now, they just go, "Hey, we don't want to keep the servers on no more. See you later." Well, guess what? That game is now nothing. It's paper.
And I really like my Switch. I bought it just because I love like Mario Kart so much.
Yeah.
But I will not. There's no reason for me to get the Switch 2. Like for $450, that's $50 less than a PS5. Like, and it's a handheld. It's 1080p. Like if I want a handheld, get a Steam Deck. I think that's a much better option. It kind of sucks that Nintendo's a very greedy company. They never put any mainstream games on sale. Mario Kart 8 has been $60 since 2015, whenever the Switch came out. Like, it has been the same price since its launch. They never have sales, even on holidays and stuff, so I kind of have given up on them. Like, I'm going to keep, obviously I have my original Switch, so whenever I get that itch to play Mario Kart, I'll play it on there, and I got the Wii, obviously.
Yeah.
So if I just need to get it out, I'll do it that way. But no, Switch, Nintendo's very greedy, and it sucks that like Nintendo America and Nintendo Japan are feuding over it because Nintendo America can't control the prices. They have to go off of what Nintendo Japan does, and the CEO here is kind of in some heat because he's been actively feuding with Nintendo Japan about prices and tariffs and stuff going on.
Yeah.
So that sucks. Which they are definitely using the whole tariff thing as just an excuse to sell you this thing for $150. Like, there's no way every unit has to go up $150. Like, the original Switch that came out with Mario Kart 8 was $300. Like, come on.
I mean, it's just like so at my job, we have tons of Switches, right? So before, if I was using, and we had shared accounts and stuff, you can't even do that no more.
I didn't think you could swear. I didn't know you could even share accounts.
So,
on the Switch.
well, not really. I guess I shouldn't say share, but like if I had my account and I'm playing digital Mario Kart 8, and you have your own account and you're playing Mario Kart 8, and we all have are all on the 2 Switches. Before we were allowed to play, you can't do that no more. They won't let you.
They make it really difficult too for esports because when we play our esports Smash events, like we have to be hooked up to a non-firewall NAT network. Like the NAT network has to be like a certain specific one, and like that those are not at your house. Like we have to have a special area here where we're at to play, and it's a challenge in general to play those games to get that kind of stuff. So it's they do definitely. They are not very user friendly for online competitive gaming. It seems like as well. So,
and what's crazy is like they have one of the best,
but they're Nintendo. So
they are
it's like they can.
And when you said about Smash Brothers, it's another big thing too. Like they have one of the biggest brawl games in Smash Brothers, and they don't really like they do stuff with it, but you don't see a big tournament hosted by Nintendo. It's always hosted by a third party brand who pay the money, and then Nintendo gives them the right. Oh yeah, go ahead, use it.
I don't hear a whole lot. I don't hear much. Now I don't follow a lot of it either, but I don't hear a lot of tournaments like that. So I hear like Street Fighter, Rainbow Six.
Oh yeah,
and even Apex tournaments like big mainstream. Like Siege 6 they have a cup series like every couple weeks and stuff like that. I don't hear anything stuff like that for Smash.
You don't because of Nintendo.
But like you said, that is a huge brawl game. So.
I got super huge in the Switch when I worked with you guys because like it was like the main thing kids played. So like I would just play it with them, and I always wanted to get it, but it's been $60 for
and that's
forever.
just the base game. That's not the DLC characters.
Yeah, and it's just I can't justify like as much as I like Smash Bros. 64. When I played Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64, that was the coolest game. One of the first games I played that I was actually decent at when I was a kid, and then like. Now it's like I don't really know if that game's worth it. Obviously, it's had a super long lifespan, but at this point, it's like okay, the Switch 2 comes out and the new, and it's the same fear I have with Mario Kart. When the new Smash Bros. Or new Mario Kart game comes out, they're probably just gonna shut down the other ones. I don't know if they have the capability to do that or not, but
yeah,
that's.
I got a Switch at home and I've never played it.
Same.
I have zero interest even to play it. But another thing I had zero interest in playing, but I did.
Yeah, he
bit the bullet.
He did.
And I'm glad that Darren played it recently as well for the first time so we can have this discussion. But we finally played Frag Punk all together. Couple rounds a few nights before, and then we played last night. And so, we're going to give our thoughts on this Frag Punk game. And actually, I was talking to some other people about it yesterday, too. But first initial thoughts, just like what I did with Precinct, I was not upset with the game. Like, it was good. It played better than when I played Valorant so I'm comparing this to other 5v5 type things. So Valorant, Overwatch, there's another one that we tried that
Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals, things like that. And I like the gunplay. The gunplay was better than Overwatch and Valorant to me. I was not upset with the special abilities of each character. That I thought that makes sense. I think when you have 5v5, if you're doing strategy type stuff, you have to have one character that does healing. You have to have one character that's more of a beast, all that kind of stuff and things along those lines. But I don't know, when I got done playing, like even when we would win,
you don't feel fulfilled.
Didn't feel fulfilled at all.
I
never felt like I was really satisfied with getting a win, like I really accomplished it.
I completely agree with you, and I actually like the game. And you're not wrong. Like you're not wrong.
It was just very routine. Like we won. Yeah. The only time I ever felt fulfilled was when you go into overtime.
Oh, that's the best part.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, the overtime part of the game is probably the thing that sets it apart the most to me. That actually makes the game fun. You almost want the games to go into overtime because you want that energy and that excitement of all of a sudden you're 1v1. It's like a hockey shoot off is the only thing I can compare it to. Like you got five players that go. Other than one player shoots, the next player goes. Like you go. If you're the first person and you go until you die.
Yep.
So if I go in and I beat the first two characters, like I've obviously put our team up by 2, right? And then the next person, if I get beat, but my health doesn't regen, which is smart. I think that's a good idea. And so really the only thing that I was really took back from Fragpunk was that I love the overtime thing. I think other games should copycat that and use that in other forms.
Which they
And
could absolutely.
like even I don't know, Call of Duty multiplayer could do something like that, or just different things like that.
Ooh,
But
search and destroy.
other than that, I don't know. I didn't like the movement. I don't like it felt slow.
Oh, it's super slow.
The
Yep.
movement just felt slow, and again, I'm just really used to more fast-paced games. Even
I mean, going from Call of Duty Warzone to that,
yeah, you go Call of Duty.
like
Warzone.
you're
Oh,
going
yeah.
from
Like,
super
I
quick
thought I
to
was
like,
dragging myself.
oh yeah,
Like I had to
So-
jump like crazy to feel like I was even going fast.
So I mean, it was okay game. I think it's going to be a lot like a lot of these 5v5 shooter games where it's really hyped up right now. It's because it's new and all that stuff, and it has some different uniqueness, like the card system or the shard cards at the beginning, and like I said, the overtime feature. But I don't know if it's going to stick around. I don't know if it's going to
Yeah,
gain
I don't
enough
think so. I don't
momentum
know.
to become something great. I would go back to Marvel Rivals and play that more than I would play this.
heck yeah.
And I
I
would play
just-
obviously Warzone first before I played anything
I
else.
don't know. I'm not the smartest guy,
That's true.
but how hard would it be to just like port CS:GO?
It would be
Like
it would be almost impossible.
You think?
Yeah,
Just like,
because
it
you gotta
it
think.
feels like with Fragpunk, I was able to get into it, but the second we stopped playing it, I didn't go, man, I can't wait till we play that again.
Yeah.
That was just me. It just felt like another. I don't know. It just felt like another 5v5 game.
So
Like I thought the gunplay was neat. That they're still somewhat realistic guns. Like obviously, it's kind of got like this, and it feels like a 5v5 shooter set in like the Cyberpunk anime series, in my opinion,
oh
is
yeah,
what it feels like.
yeah, sure.
But I don't know. It's like it's not a game that I can live without playing.
Yeah. Well, no. So because
So.
I think yesterday, I think it was Matt. He asked me what level I was. I was like a level 45.
Mhm.
Matt was like, "That's it," and I was like, "Well, yeah," because to me, I'm not playing it for like how long we play Warzone, right? We're playing
Mhm.
Warzone 3-4 hours sometimes. I'll play Fragpunk an hour, hour and a half,
Yeah.
even a half hour, and to me, it's just a nice casual game. Because, like Matt said, I agree with Matt completely, and I've been trying to get him to play it for freaking ever. And that is, sure, you win the game, and it's like, oh, we won.
Mhm.
There's no enjoyment. There's no massive celebration
Which
or anything.
I don't think I don't want to be that guy, but maybe crates. I think crates would be a cool idea if it was purely you got a win that was impressive or something, or like
Yeah.
give you some sort of reward.
So they have some like gotcha moments. Like you can go on there. There's a lot of these presents you can get for like playing the game. Like you just play, you get presents to stuff, and there is these like gotcha kind of like packs kind of that you get, and they could have a new skin for a character, a new gun skin,
Mhm.
potentially getting a new character in general. So they have that aspect. But your question about like how hard it would be for like Counter Strike to go to console, it'd be almost impossible
Yeah.
for two reasons. Reason one, playing that game on controller would be so freaking hard and slow because on mouse and keyboard they are flicking almost 180 degrees and shooting someone in the head. That's not happening on a controller unless your sensitivity is at 20. Number two, the probably the biggest one is on Steam. Matt can go buy like 4 crates on Counter Strike and pull a knife and then sell that knife for real money. By the way, you can't do that on PlayStation because Sony be like, we want that money.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But like, so those are some things that would really stop it. But no, I completely agree with what Matt's saying and what you're saying too, Darren. It's a fun game, but to me, it's a game where I could just like I'm not gonna get angry if I lose. Like we lost
Yeah.
twice terribly last.
I was pretty mad.
I was whatever.
But it was
Like,
just
I
because
wasn't,
of
like,
the people.
heartbroken. I think what they need to do though is that on console it needs to be Xbox, PlayStation only crossplay, no PC.
Yeah, playing as those PC guys, and maybe it's just because I'm really competitive. But I was pretty fuming.
I mean, we play.
I
against
was
PC
pretty
on-
ready to almost any game that I lose. I'm ready to throw my controller. I feel like.
I mean, we play PC. We play against PC on Apex. We do fine. We play PC against players on Call of Duty Warzone. but it's different, I think. But I don't know. I mean, it's a
Yeah, I
fun
think
game.
in the 5v5 setting, I feel like it's a little different than
It is. I
like
completely
the
agree with you.
battle
Yeah.
royale setting.
That's
for
why
sure.
on Marvel Rivals, if you play ranked, it's only console crossplay.
Yeah.
And that's smart.
And I'm gonna still go back to what I said, because there was a couple games where we had guys that weren't in the game. They just backed. I don't know.
That's
they
true.
disconnected. They backed out,
Yeah,
and so
it's
we're
really-
down to 4. And then you got other guys that are doing. You don't know what they're doing.
That's true.
And for no reason. And
Yeah,
you,
you can pin A and you're all clearly going A. Then there's that one guy that just goes
random
B.
guy going B. I'm flanking all the way around, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
And
oh,
then they just get annihilated.
and now we're down to 4. You did a great job. And
Oh,
so,
right. I
same
understand.
thing. When you don't have 5 players and you're playing a strategy based game like that, and they're not playing together, you're already at disadvantage. And you've
All right.
seen it.
But the
several
fairness is though, like just finding 2 more friends, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, cause I did
that's
that last
easier
group that
said
we
than done,
played.
Jared.
Well, that last group we played definitely was like a group of 5 for sure.
Yeah.
All 5 on
Which-
PC. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was
Raccoon, if I ever find you, it's on site.
Raccoon. We need to
I
get
still
that
haven't
guy
forgot you.
who's. We got to get that guy who we couldn't read his name because it was in
Like Japanese.
Japanese.
Dude, he had to have been cheating. I'm sorry.
I've never.
Hey, he was on our team though.
Nothing. That's what I'm saying. We had to get that guy back. Nothing of his play made any sense.
No.
Because when you watched him, it was
this.
It
Like,
was
this was him.
everything was moving left to right, left to right. He would scope in, and it was like you said, it
Like-
made you sick. to
Like,
your stomach.
Darren, I'm not kidding you. Like,
Watch
when
it.
he would
and all of a sudden
aim-
the guy was there. Bam.
yeah, he's just
I'm
doing
like,
this.
What is happening?
Oh, bad guy.
right now?
And then that dude's just dead. And I'm like, is he cheating?
100%.
Like,
Yeah,
he
that's-
had to have been
that's-
He was
cheating.
100%
probably-
cheating because
Well, it
There's
was
no
probably
way
like
we could do
his
that.
aimbot was like freaking out because there's just people behind
And
all these
what's- and
walls.
because
the,
he
map,
didn't-
the map's so small they don't even know where.
And
to
he
go.
didn't know what he was doing
Yeah.
because he was dropping his abilities down, hurting us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy, what's he doing? And then he's getting like 5
Yeah.
kills around. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I think I know what's going
Yeah.
on.
Hackers are everywhere, but that
So
was...
before I go to my topic, unless you have anything
nope,
else,
nope. Go ahead.
this goes out to our Discord friends before I go, and this is a little surprise face too. I want to get a friendly competition of search and destroy on Black Ops 6. We have us 3, all of our Discord friends. You're listening to this, which we're gonna make you.
We know you do.
Yeah, exactly. So just get ready. Let's get on it. Darren, we already know Tony would say yes.
Yep.
1,000,000%. So that's 4. We only need 2 more, and we'll have some fun. If you want to play, let us know in the comments, and we'll definitely play. But I have another topic of mine.
There's
I'm
an
gonna try to make
intense
it a fun one.
application though. We gotta know you're cool, and I have to ask
You
you a
gotta be
series
cool.
of questions and hypotheticals
Yeah.
in a
Yeah.
undescribed
series of-
discrete location.
So I'm actually gonna go to one, and this is gonna help. This is kind of going with you, Darren, a little bit. This is actually video game and movie related. A24 is a big movie production and producing team, and they make a lot of great movies that I really love. They are actually going to be making an Elden Ring movie. The director, I believe, is Alex Garland, he's directed a lot of great movies that I really like, and he's actually writing and directing this movie. Have you guys seen the movie Judge Dredd 2013?
Oh, yep.
He wrote that,
Nice.
and he's writing this and directing it. And this could look beautiful. This could look amazing. Now, I don't think they're going to go the whole tarnished story of the game. They're probably going to find some story within the game and maybe do something like that. As somebody who's never played Elden Ring, I like Elden Ring. I like the whole idea of it. I think it looks really cool, and it's super challenging and hard. I think the movie idea could be really fun. And this is a topic for everyone out there listening, and for you guys. You don't have to give me your topic right now. You can wait a bit. But what is your favorite video game movie? That's gonna be, you guys can decide. Think about it now.
So you're talking about a video game based on a movie, or a movie based on
Based on a video game.
Otherwise, I'd have to say Ready Player One.
No,
because that's like video game.
Nope. A movie based on a video game. You don't have to tell me now. You can think about it. You can think about it a little bit while we keep on
That's
going.
tough.
There's a lot of good. There's a lot of bad ones. There's not many good ones. Now this right here, I think this could be amazing. This could be an Oscar nominee.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing it for another probably 5 years. So I'm not going to bring it up anymore.
Let me get back to you on that because I'm actually still in the middle of watching Assassin's Creed. movie.
Oh, that's not gonna be good. That's
yeah.
horrible.
I haven't finished it though.
No, you're fine.
I haven't finished
You're
it
fine.
yet,
No,
so
you're fine.
let me get into it.
Chat.
Dude, if you say that's good, I will actually find your family.
Actually, you know what? Hey, you want to know
I
what
would
probably
actually
is
be
gonna
I
win?
upset.
like movies.
Hey.
I have a different movie.
But do you want to know what's
Individual.
probably actually is the best video game movie? It's probably Mario.
Mario?
I
If
don't know
you
if I
think
agree
about
with
it,
that.
it's probably Mario.
Dude,
Yeah.
okay, think
Good.
about that. Think about that. I'm just gonna say, dude, the new Sonic movies are really good.
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu, I thought was fine. Laura
Ooh,
Croft
Detective
is
Pikachu.
also a video game movie.
Lara
That is
Croft,
true.
Resident Evil.
Oh no.
Okay, all right,
Nah,
chill.
no.
No, yeah, you like-
And we're
The
moving on.
Sci-Fi
And we're
Channel
moving on.
special.
No.
They weren't good. I'd never seen them.
But no, that's one of mine. I think I love A24 films. They make a lot of great movies.
Now we're gonna have to come up with a list though. Video games.
Ooh, okay, I got mine actually.
You have
What
to do
else?
top five. Top five. 'Cause I
Okay,
don't wanna go
we'll
too
wait.
deep,
We'll
so
wait, Darren.
Oh, wait,
who- What's your number one now, though?
Next
If you have it.
Okay, this
I
one's gonna be a little weird, but it's just because
That's
I
fine.
remember it when I was a kid, and I thought it was so cool when they did the first person part, the original Doom
Oh
movie.
God, no! I knew it.
I
First person. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh my God!
it has Carl Urban who plays like
And The
Butcher and the
Rock.
Boys, and it has The Rock in it. And I
Like
believe is
pre-steroid
Jason
Rock.
Statham in it? I don't know, dude. I actually,
I think he
completely
is.
off topic, but dude, I can't believe how many movies Jason Statham is in.
Oh yeah.
Like I was watching. I was just because I kind of mentioned this to Bryson last night, and we just decided to watch a movie, and she was like, "Oh, let's watch The Italian Job."
Oh
Because
yeah.
that's like her mom's favorite movie, and Jason fucking Statham's in that.
Oh yeah.
Like every single movie that it comes with Amazon Prime is a Jason Statham movie. Like I did not realize that man will do any script.
There are so many video game movies. Oh my God.
I was just. That's all I googled just now. But
There's way more than I thought.
all right. So don't say any. Don't do anything.
I'm not.
I actually think I have one.
Do you?
But,
All right. Next episode, we will have our top 5.
top five, and also then we'll do the worst.
Oh, that's easy.
Like
Oh, speaking of words.
do your worst 5, and then your top 5. Unfortunately, I haven't seen a lot of these, but
I've seen quite a bit. Okay, question, side note, before we keep on going, and that Rock movie, Rampage, is a video game movie?
Yeah, Rampage was an arcade game.
Yeah.
Really?
yeah, Rampage was
Does it have anything to do with the actual movie?
I mean,
It shares the same characters.
yes and no. I mean, it's very similar to a
guess,
lot
like-
of these movies, though. Do they really have anything to do with the?
That's fair.
Some of them don't have anything to do with the game.
Darren, I'm telling you right now, if next Wednesday when we record, if the Minecraft movie's not on your list, I'm gonna be very upset with you.
La 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 lava.
All right, that is one of my.
It's definitely the Minecraft movie was the best movie theater experience I think I've ever.
I bet. All right, Darren. What is one of your other topics that you? I
You
believe
know,
yours-
it goes really good into the topic we just had.
I figured.
But recently, I've been playing Until Dawn again because when I was a kid, I loved that game. I just loved like cryptid creatures, so I didn't really get like the whole like myth, like the whole storyline. I just was like, oh, there's these creatures that kill you, and it's this super cool game, and like how it happens is really entertaining. So I decided to replay it just because I'm older and I actually get the story and like consequences and crap now. So I've been playing that, and last night I was like, oh man, there's a movie that just came out about this, and Sony
came
made
out.
it. So I'm like, okay, it can't be that bad. It's awful.
it's really bad.
Okay.
It's not good.
I gave it a 3 out of 10.
Ooh.
If it
Very
didn't
high.
share the name, it probably would have been a really good movie.
Yeah, because the game, like when I heard they're making a movie, I'm like, how do you make that a movie?
Like the game was a movie.
It was. You know what the game
Like
is?
the whole
Darren, explain the game, not spoilers to Matt, because he's never played the game or heard of it.
without spoilers. Okay, so there's this. So a year before the game starts, this group of friends goes out, and they're in this cabin. They are they're about to be seniors in high school, I think. Or
I
no,
believe so.
the first year they graduate high school and they're going to celebrate before they become adults. And this group of friends prank one of the girls because
Yep.
she has like the nerdy girl has a crush on the super jock guy, typical trope stuff. Well, the girl ends up finding it's a prank and runs out in the middle of the woods at the ski lodge, and then her sister chases her down to find her. They get scared by something, you don't really see it. I think it's like an elk, like some like herd of elk literally stampede them off a cliff and die. So a year later, a year later, the crazy fuck because their brother went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over this happening,
Facts.
and invites all the same friends out a year later after the anniversary of the sister's death to kind of have like this huge like celebration of life party, and then he goes super cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and like tries to go on a murderous rampage, and then I'm trying to do as little spoilers as possible, and then like during this
something
'cause-
else like starts to
Yeah,
something they
so
find out something else is going on in this
the
area.
the whole murder for Cocoa Puffs thing was just a prank that the brother was doing, and then like people, depending on like the whole game's like choices, but depending on how like the choices go, people start dying from this weird thing, and then like you find this guy that's been living on the mountain that tries to help you, and then you find
So,
out
like-
why there's this curse and all this other
The
stuff.
whole game is like it's super slow because it's very story driven. Like you control almost every character and you control what happens. So like if one scenario says like, do you push the button, and it'll only give you a certain time to say yes or no, and if you don't, you might kill a character. And there's times where you can play the whole game and then the game's done and you could killed every single goddamn character.
There's
Or you could save everybody. It's all up to
you
you.
could save everybody. You could purposely kill this because there's only one person that dies that's scripted to die,
Yep.
and that's the brother.
Yep. And the rest is up to you.
So,
And
yeah.
they make some of the characters super fucking annoying to test
Yeah.
your patience.
Some of them are really cool. Some
They
of
made a
them
movie out
have
of it. It made no sense
big
how to
personalities.
make a movie. And
Yeah, because the whole point of that game was that it was a movie.
yeah. So
Because
it's
at
interesting.
the end, they do like the end credit. Like it's a game that is like a movie. Like it was weird. So when I found out they had the game, or they made a movie about the game.
And recently too, like within 4 months.
A month? Yeah,
Yeah, like,
it's
super
literally
recently.
just came out a little bit ago.
It just came out.
It just
And
came out on streaming.
I agree with Darren. I think if they didn't name it that Until Dawn and it was named something else, it probably would have been pretty good. But because
It
it's just-
definitely
yeah.
has ties into the games though. Like it's not a reboot because because the brother's name was Joshua. You see Joshua in the movie for a minute because Dr. Hill, like the guy that would always talk to Joshua,
Yep.
in like the little cutscenes, he's in the movie
Oh, cool.
because he's a gas station attendant, and then you end up finding out in the movie, trying to do
Yeah.
like little spoilers as possible, he worked in
You gotta
like
watch the movie.
well, yeah, he worked in an asylum that was in this town.
Huh.
I'll just spoil it. I'm gonna save you $20. All
Oh,
right,
thanks.
because
All right, people, spoilers right here. Spoilers. I will
Don't
wave
wanna
my
hear it.
hand. I will wave my hand when he's done.
so the whole premise of this fucking movie is that the main girl was named like Molly, or I don't know, they just called her Mo or some shit. Sister went missing a year before they went out. So
Oh, wow.
yeah, so sister goes missing a year later. This like band that isn't like a good band and is like doing their last farewell tour because they're ass are like, hey, let's go find your sister. So then on the way to go find the sister, they see the gas station attendant who ends up being Dr. Hill, and he's like, hey, if that's your sister that's missing, people go missing up there all the time. Don't go up there. And then they're like, oh, well, we're different. We're going to go find your sister. He's crazy. He don't know what he's talking about, even though he's been there his whole life. So then they go in this valley and they find this like bed and breakfast basically. And they go in there and then it very slowly starts to kind of get weird. Like it starts raining, but only around the house. So like basically the road that goes through, like right where like the property line ends, it's just downpouring. And then they hang out in the house until dark. because they're like, all right, we're just gonna hang out here until the morning, and then we're gonna go find your sister. Which I guess I could add this. It shows the sister dying in the beginning of the movie. But anyway. So the thing that kind of made me mad was you know what the brother's outfit was when he was pretending to be the killer? Like
Yeah, it was like a jumpsuit with the mask.
with
and
the mask.
hair. Yeah.
So he's in the killer's in the movie because that's how it first starts. The first night, because this movie for some reason went with the Groundhog's Day thing. So the first, which I didn't realize
their twist on making it like YouTube. Okay, yeah.
So they had a huge emphasis on in the beginning of the movie. They're doing this thing, and this one of the girls writes her name in the guest book, and it starts the time loop.
Oh, that's
dumb. The whole movie has this huge emphasis.
In the game at all, Matt, by the way, that's in the game.
Yeah, there's a huge emphasis on this one clock that has an hourglass on it, and it just keeps going like this till the sand runs out.
Oh my god, that's not in the game.
So the first night, the jock boyfriend, all of them just hear this big loud bang. So then the jock boyfriend gets checked on by his hippie girlfriend, and you end up seeing that he gets cut. I will say the one thing this movie has going for it is the gore and the practical effects. All of it was practical effects. It was amazing. Obviously, him being cut in half, they had to do a lot of magic during it, but the body laying there was practical effects, looked really good.
The rest of the movie sucked.
About the first hour was really nice, but I'll get into why it sucked.
All right.
So then the hippie girl finds
the
boyfriend.
So let me ask you this though, so we can keep on going here. You know, in the game, Matt doesn't even care. This is still spoilers, everybody. So the game, the brother is pulling the prank on all of them, right? He's not actually going crazy. There's actually, what are they called? Wendigos? What are they?
Wendigos. Wendigos, like the creature, yeah.
The creatures are they were human but starved and would cannibalize and eat people and then become these creatures and super fast and can kill. And that's what the sisters turn into. Are those the movie?
In the game. Okay, so I'll get into that.
Well, hurry up.
So then the first night, they all kind of slowly get killed by this maniac guy.
So there are dying guy. That's a whole different movie.
So then they all try their best to kill this guy. There's one scene was fucking brutal. So the characters are Jock, hippie girl that likes jocks that has a different boyfriend every month. There's this Asian chick that has psychic powers that kind of get brought into the movie. Then there's the main character, which is the sister trying to find her sister. And then there's this other dude that is down bad for the fucking sister. So the White Knight tries to save the day, and this is probably the coolest part of the movie. He breaks the chair over this killer's back. The killer grabs the guy grabs a piece of the chair and stabs the killer in the back with it. The killer grabs it and stabs him in the eye, and when he pulls it out, his a piece of his eye is still on there. All practical effects.
That's
cool
good.
as shit.
Because what's cool about this, and then we can keep on going with whatever Matt has next, is in the game, Matt, there's moments where the Wendigos are right next to you, and the controller will tell you don't move, and you can't move your controller.
Yeah, because it has
that thing will literally kill you, and then you killed that character. So you literally have to go hold your controller like this, oh god, please don't, or don't speak, so you can't talk.
You got stick drift. So
yeah, I'll be fucked. Yeah.
Yeah. Then skip that. They all die from the murder. Second night. So then they're okay. So all we have to do is just hold or hang out in the house and survive till dawn. Because then the first night they figure out okay, so we're all back alive. The hourglass. Okay, we just gotta wait till and there's literally a point in the game or in the movie where they're all hiding in this bathroom, and the one guy goes, "We have to wait until dawn," and then all of them just look at the camera and go, "Oh!"
Jesus.
And then the second night.
Oh
the
my
whole
god,
main premise
that sounds
of that
terrible.
I think I'd rather watch Groundhog Day.
There's a water tower that appears. The whole entire landscaping changes every day. A water tower appears and they're like, oh my gosh, they're hiding out in the bathroom. They're just gonna camp in there. They're gonna try to cheat. Well, then all of a sudden the water starts working in the sink, so they all take a drink of water and then they just start exploding. Like the jock, he drank a whole glass, so he's like, "Hey guys, I don't feel good." Like starts throwing up vomit and just explodes.
Yeah.
All right.
And then one by one,
This
they
is
all
not.
start just
This is not the
exploding.
game.
Yeah, and then the psychic
I don't know
girl,
what this is.
all of them like just combusted. The psychic girl like lost like both of her legs exploded off first, and then I think they were trying to hint that she was pregnant because like her baby exploded in her belly, and then she did. And then this is the part where
Jesus.
it kind of got a little stupid for me. The
That
main
now
character.
it's getting stupid.
Yeah. Why'd you even watch
Well,
it?
because okay, so
Well, the game is good.
The gore. Well, see, the only reason I watched it was because of the title, and the gore was phenomenal. Like, it's kind of boring me telling you, but it was so fucking funny watching these people die. But at the
Is it
when
like
the
Art the
main
Clown
lady's
gore
about to
or-
die, Dr. Hill comes and he's like, "You're a moron. The whole point of this is to teach," because it kind of starts to go into, and it explains it at the end, that it's all in her mind.
Ooh,
That Dr. Hill was, the whole thing is just an experiment on her to get over her trauma.
that's the whole. Oh
Which-
yeah, fuck that.
Which was kind of what the whole thing was with Dr. Hill and Joshua in the game.
Yeah, but like that.
So then
oh,
it starts going into like, okay,
No,
maybe
thank
this
you.
chick is just crazy. So then
Yep.
this third night, it becomes it's the killer and there's a witch. So you start to learn out the more they die, they start to become Wendigos, which is the whole thing that's wrong with what's going on. So the third night, they all slowly die. I think her name's Nina or something. Whatever the main character like gets possessed by a witch, and like she starts to lose her hair more and more every night. So then they get 13 nights to try to survive. On the 13th night, they're like, "Oh my gosh, we better watch out. This is our last night to live." And then you end up finding out that the original sister failed her trial and became a Wendigo, like the one that went
Oh.
missing. So then they all end up trying to find Dr. Hill. And basically, the whole reason why this town is cursed is it does go into the Wendigo thing a lot. So where they were used to be a whole town, but the mining company got greedy and they mined too much and the mine collapsed. And when the mine collapsed, the whole entire town like fell into this sinkhole and 1,100 people died. So like all of the it's just like the games where like all the people that were stuck in the mine shaft started eating each other, and then
Yep.
like the spirit of the forest started possessing them, I guess, and turned them into Wendigos. So then you find out the original sister was a Wendigo. She ends up like overcoming that and like killing the Wendigo sister, saves all of her friends, and then at the end, the main character has like a 1v1 with Dr. Hill, and that's when Dr. Hill drops the like, well, the masked monster was because everything's supposed to be her psyche. The whole thing, like the place they were trapped
was
was
the
real,
masked-
but the
Monster her.
well, so what it was like everything that happened was real, but every way they died represented something different about the main character. So like the masked monster was that she feels powerless. The Wendigos was because she was selfish and tried killing herself 2 different times and failed. And that she was greedy because she brought her friends out even though she knew they were all going to die, but she thought that saving her sister was more important than saving her friends. And then like the combustion was supposed to represent like how that she's willing to just let everything go and all this other crap. And then at the end, Dr. Hill's like, well, one of you has to die before I let you leave. And then she ends up killing Dr. Hill because he fucking is drinking a cup of coffee in the last fucking scene, and she just like, there's water fucking dripping from a fucking pipe, and she's like, oh, let me just move this coffee cup into the water that makes people explode. And then Dr. Hill fucking explodes. And then there's a post-credit scene, because of course there is, and fucking Dr. Hill's alive again, and it shows the SUV from the game pulling up to the ski lodge. So, and I was like, okay, well now I'm interested because this movie's so fucking bad and it ruined one of my favorite games that I'm gonna fucking put time and effort into figuring out why this is so bad. And the director was like, well, the ending we originally wanted to be the people pulling up from the main game, but now we're thinking about making it a sequel because we got the green light for a sequel. So now we don't know what the end credit means.
Moral of the story is play the game, don't watch the movie.
Dude,
Yeah,
the
I'll
game
get-
is so good, and it is like if
Get the last 15 minutes of my life back.
Yeah, no shit.
dude, you should have seen what that hour and 50 minutes felt like. Like I don't, and it's not even like Happy Death Day did it in a kind. I just am so freaking tired of the time loop crap.
Yeah.
Well,
Like
next
Live, Die,
episode, we're
Repeat
going to
made
name
me
our
mad.
top 5 video game movies and our worst 5 video game movies. So,
Dude, does
Stay
TV
tuned
series
for the next
go into that?
nope,
TV
has to be
series
Movie.
Oh.
Movie.
movies only.
Oh.
Because you're gonna say fucking Fallout. No. Movies only.
Mhm.
Movies only. So,
Do you have anything else to talk about?
no, I'm going to save my last topic for the next time.
Yeah, I probably could have saved my last topic for next week, but I just had to get it off my chest.
Well, that's fine.
It'll
The
lead
last
into,
15 minutes is you ranting, and we're all here for it.
yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, I got my last time, but we'll talk about next time.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
We're running low on time here, so we do thank anybody listening and that continue to listen to that
Beautiful rant.
that beautiful rant of a movie I already forgot the name of.
Yeah,
But,
me too.
We'll hear about it next episode for sure. But we appreciate everyone listening in and supporting our show here. We love doing it, and so. But thank you. But with you as always,
Darren.
Austin.
and Matt.
Video game.
Peace.